Yo, what's up, people? Uh, quick midweek pickup. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were telling me that they were out and about, and they were slowed up in transportation. They were riding a train because apparently somebody might have been trying to commit suicide or jump from the platform. And we just talked about uh, the point that someone has to be at to contemplate that, and not just contemplate that, to be at the point where they're trying to follow through. And I just want to give a quick encouragement to you to don't quit, don't give up. It reminded me of a story that I heard about early settlers, and I'm just going to give it to you real quick. During the gold rush, a lot of people were coming from the East Coast. They were going out to the West Coast in pursuit of gold, a pursuit of new land. And in that, a couple of settlers took a different route than everybody else. Long story short, they ended up getting turned around on the trail. They didn't know where they were. They were unprepared for the journey because the journey took them a little longer than expected. They were well unprepared as far as food, clothing. It actually took them up into a mountain range where it got really cold and it snowed. The reason that I said that is that as it got cold and they found that they were without food, it was snowing and they weren't prepared with the clothing that they had. One by one, some of the settlers started to die off. And so instead of waking up every morning trying to see who's still alive, the settlers made a pact that they would take all their clothes off and then they would just sit down and huddle together and that they would die all at the same time. The reason that I give you this story is that in the springtime, as people were venturing back out into the areas, someone stumbled across this group of people who had died during the winter, and they were all huddled together. The sad part about the story is that after all their journey from the East Coast to the West Coast, the sad part about it is they were only 3 miles outside of the town that they were trying to reach. And so they had just given up because they couldn't quite see the finish line, and no one was there to continue to encourage them to keep going. This morning, I want to tell you that even though you can't see the finish line all the time, you're closer than you think. God is still working on your behalf. He hasn't forgot you. Don't quit. You don't need to abandon the race. You don't need to abandon the journey. You don't need to commit suicide. You don't need to commit suicide on your dreams. You don't need to give up at all. I know the weather conditions change. I know the conditions in your life may change, but keep pushing forward. Keep going because the finish line is closer than you think. Have a great week.